Chef Mingai, how are you?
Good chef.
Good. Good to see you, huh? Okay, so let's. I was wondering, this Instagram is so difficult sometimes, so we find it,
Mm.
very difficult to get connected.
Mm.
So how's Singapore?
So far, I just stay home. I didn't go anywhere else.
Uh, for people who are viewing us, just let know, Chef Mingai is right now based in Singapore. He's the director of pastry studies and exec pastry chef for Upcast Singapore. He's the person who actually started the school, and he's the one who's taking care of the school. Right now, of course, the school is closed because of the lockdown, because of coronavirus, but he's the man behind the show.
Mm.
Mm. So, Mingai, let's start it, right?
Mm. Okay.
Everybody says that you don't speak too much. Okay, I also feel so that you don't speak too much, but I know for sure you're a quiet kind of person
Mm.
who don't smile too much. So I
Mm.
do expect that today you'll be smiling a little bit more. Okay, but I know that looking at your journey from last 7 years, I think I know you from last 2013, last 7 years when you came to join academy. So tell me first thing, where are you from? Which part of Malaysia you're from?
Okay. Basically, I'm from East Malaysia, which uh, Sarawak. Okay.
Sarawak.
Yeah. The Cebu is a city where I'm from. So
Okay.
I start my career when I'm 20 years old. So it's a
Okay.
11 years. 11 years
Uh-huh.
I already been this career. So
Okay.
I start on a local cat shop. Okay.
Okay.
So I start from there. I worked for 3 years before I joined academy.
So how do you know about academy actually?
So
We were all, I remember in 2013, even academy was very new. So how do you know academy at the time?
there's a little bit story behind because uh, during these 3 years, I mean when I worked for a cat shop, actually I'm quite curious person. I always ask a lot of questions when I'm doing my
Mhm.
job, and
Uh-huh.
as a junior, always like this. And when I ask for my senior chef, the when I ask about some questions, when I
See, there's some people who are sabotaging, huh? Why don't you show your face? Social distance. Yeah, we have World Pastry Champion Chef Tanwai Lone right behind me. Yeah, see, we're getting people to meet you right now.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
so we're talking
so
about you now.
basically, when I work in a cat shop,
Uh-huh.
my question I couldn't get my answer, and every time when I ask question because my senior chef they don't proper go to the educations for this kind of things, and then they answer me with their experience, not by the knowledge. So
Okay.
every time when they tell me the answers, then I keep trying again for my products. Every time is not so success. So after 3 years, I plan to stop working. I plan to resign, and I'm looking for academy which I can actually learn all this knowledge. So through a friend from KL, he actually mentioned that this academy in KL is quite nice, and then there's few chef for national team in the academy. That's why I start looking for the menu, and I start comparing with other college. And honestly, when that time when I looking for academy, when I look on the menu from other college, most of the thing I already learned in cash shop.
Okay.
Yeah, if, if compared to academy, the menu I mean is more
The program.
the program
Mhm.
prefer academic program because most of the thing is
You
new for
already saw in the cake shop, you already practiced that.
yeah, it's new for me. And one more thing is I feel that the practical part is more than other college. If let's say one semester for every program is 3 months, then which means the entire 3 months only 1 week for the theory part. So I can actually learn a lot in the kitchens. This
Okay.
this the time why I joined academy.
Okay. So, one second, Mingai. Excuse me, Kaka. You just allowed to do that? Yeah, sorry. There was some noise right behind me, so this part. Okay, Mingai, when I talk to you about this part, you just now tell me something. He says, uh, there were chefs who were, this is very interesting, that there were chefs who were able to answer your question when you were working with them with their experience, but you literally felt that this may not be correct or this is not the right knowledge you're looking for, right?
Mm.
This is a very interesting part. I saw that. I mean, before coming to your World Cup story,
Mm.
even today, okay, I believe that 90% of the working place, I don't have any hesitation to say that 90% of the pastry kitchens, bakeries or pastry kitchen, hotel, pastry shop, wherever you're working, people are actually only able to answer your question through their experience. The problem is that whether these people are able to answer you correctly or not, whether these people have gone to a professional program or they just because they know how to make a product in a certain way, so they will be only able to satisfy only little part of your query or a question. Even today, this is a fact. So what you face at your time, I'm sure there are a lot of people must have faced in their time or even today. When young chefs are working in different kitchens, they must be facing the same problem even today also. That uh, are are we having a equipped brigade of good pastry chef as leaders in the industry, or we have them because they have been working in the industry for some long time and they gradually grown up? This is always a question that
Yeah.
what kind of pastry chefs are working in the industry today? Are
Mm.
they skilled only? Are they educated? Are they skilled and educated both? Have they studied the professional program the way it has to be? I don't know. I mean, they're always, they are always the balance and kind of a thing. You will get the same kind of people. So now you came to academy, right?
Mm.
How was your experience in academy at that time?
Uh, when I joined, because there's a difference. Because when I work in bakery shop, cake shop for 3 years, the answer I get is basically from their experience, from the
Mhm.
from the chef they are learning from. They actually don't know how to adjust the ingredients. If you don't have this one, how you substitute. If you have different ingredients like sugar or trimonin, if you have different ovens, how you gonna to adjust everything. So
Yeah.
I I feel that I quite surprised that time when I learned in academy, uh, and also
I
because
find that we were also having the same problem.
mm,
Yes.
so
And it's a fact. I mean, you're the first person who are telling me on my face, कि yes, uh, 7 years back, or may say 10 years back, we were also of the same brigade that we started academy with a chef from different hotels. We have a program, but of course, uh, we were also having the same problem that how to answer those questions.
mm,
And that is the reason we start inviting the master chefs in academy. Okay, we invite one or two chefs, and which actually took a shape in form of Asia Pastry Forum, because we realized at that time that we are teaching students, and I'm talking about 10 years back, not today, of course, 10 years back or 9 years back. Okay, we were teaching a program what we know, but we know that for sure that there are a lot of things which we also don't know. So how to motivate the team of chefs and how to understand the concept much better, and then we start inviting these master chefs and we start learning from them. We practice after that and we start training it or upgrading the program further. So what you're saying is perfectly right, I must say.
yeah. So
So
uh,
uh-huh.
when I start studying, I mean learning from academy, I actually feel that I'm joining at the right time because I start meeting some good chef. Like I can say my mentor chef. I met on
Uh-huh.
no, I can say there's five actually. First one is of course my boss, Chef Nicholas,
Oh
and
my God.
Chef Otto, Chef Rollins, and Chef Chons. When I meet them, when I joined that time, I feel that I'm quite lucky because uh, uh, academy trained me actually
Uh,
during this my mom program. I actually been trained by school and for some competitions, and I I get a chance to assist this chef for the national competitions. I used to go Singapore, I used to go France, and to see and learn um, what is the difference between competition and industry part. This different. I feel that I really appreciate the chance.
but Minga, uh, not that I'm trying to flatter you,
Mm.
but I know that you are the first student of Academy who actually win a gold medal in national level when you were
Mm.
still studying with Academy, right?
Yeah.
Right? And that was amazing because when you talk about national level, when
Mm.
you talk about FHM at a student level, when you're getting a gold, it actually marked that, oh wow, you are really exceptional. And I don't know, maybe Tan will later talk to me separately. Okay, but I must say that if I talk to Tan or Otto and look at their starting, okay,
Mm. Mm.
when they were in school or college studying something, and when we look at you,
Mm.
okay, your base in academy start at a very professional level, learning from these people, assisting them in different competition, learning from the master chef.
Yes.
What I can say that your pace was more faster in terms of growth as compared to Tan and Otto. If I try to take their first 4 years or 5 years, and I take your first 1 or 2 years, I think it was same. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
Mm.
You know what I mean to say. Let's say example, I know Tan for sure, or Otto for sure. They are graduates of 2007, 2008,
Mm.
right?
Yes. Mm.
Or different colleges, and then they work with me, and then they come to academy. Let's say example. Uh, but you started in 2013, but we know that in 1 2 years time, of course you're not experienced at the time, but the skill level was really good. So that means what I'm trying to say, you picked up things much faster
Mm.
at a very good speed as compared to them, of course, because they don't get this opportunity in first 4 5 years of their career.
Mm.
Okay, so that was one part. When do you actually realize that you want to be a world pastry champion? I mean, did you ever thought about it?
I never actually, but joining, participate for the Côte du Monde is my dream
Uh,
actually. But I
but when
never,
does it start? When
I
do you
never,
start thinking about it?
sorry.
When do you start thinking about it?
When
You
that
want
time,
to go to the World Cup?
I think when that time I graduate from the academy,
Okay.
only know there's a competition called Côte du Monde, and uh, Dan and Otto Roland Chong always pass this thing to me. If you want to be a good pastry chef, fight for your future, and in one day you have to stand on the Côte du Monde, the stage. I mean,
Uh,
so after I graduated, I actually think about it. I want to join. I mean, this is my dream. I want to stand on the stage one day. So actually, 2017.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a selection, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a selection. So I feel that I'm very lucky because after a few years, I basically every years I join competitions 1 or 2 times. So I'm like, oh, finally I can really fight for the selections, then go to the Côte du Monde finalists. Yeah.
I remember after academy, you were working in Beijing, right? You were
Mm.
working in Beijing, and I remember Chef Jean-Francois, he showed me one of the picture that you were competing in a competition, and he told me, one of your student is there, and I was judging the competition, and you won some medal there in Beijing, if I'm not wrong. And I came to know, okay, Minga is there right now working, and he's still competing. So was the reason that you came to academy, back to academy to work, because you felt that if you have to compete, academy is the best platform you can get?
After I come back from Beijing, academy I think is a base working place for me. I think because most of the facility is there, and one more thing, because I used to know this academy, so from working time 9 from 5 after 5, basically I can stay for my own practice.
You will practice. Yep.
Most important thing is the team.
Uh-huh.
Basically, if, when I work in Beijing, I try to participate 2 time competition in Shanghai. This is the first I really realized if you participate a competition alone, you're going to be very tough and very hard to participate competitions. Then in academy, there's a team there. There's a lot of people help you to think and figure out the questions. That's why I choose to stay.
That's the beautiful part, because most of the people, they think, hey, this chef is good, or this person is very nice, or kind of a thing. But uh, literally, they do not understand that academy is successful, or the chefs working in academy are so successful because they work like a team. There are a lot of people who think so much. There are a lot of people who talk to each other about their food, about their designing, about their taste, and they help each other a lot of time. It's very difficult outside world. Let's say example, I won't say it's impossible, but I say it's comparatively more difficult in the outside part when you're alone. You do not have a right kind of support system
Yeah.
in terms of facility, or in terms of people that you grew up in that part. So let's say example, I remember uh, you went for a competition in I think World Chefs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so right before that you went for a competition for World Chefs, right?
Mm.
Or before that you went for the nationals, I think 2017.
2000. Yeah, 17. Yes.
FHM, you bag your position in 2017 in nationals, and then they were rating came out, and then they divide the team. The Tan and Otto will go for this competition, Asia Pastry Cup, and you will go for World Chefs, right?
Yes.
And it's a very nice competition. I mean, I know that what you make, that was a Slovakian team. Am I right?
Mm.
Slovakian team. It was amazingly good, and you got second place, right?
Mm.
And after that, you came for the World Cup team.
Yeah.
So how does you came into the team? Who asked you? Was it Tan, Otto, or who? Or was it already decided that you will be coming into the team?
Mm, at that time, after I done for the World Global Chef, actually we discussed basically within me and Chef Florence.
Uh-huh.
Then after a few days, we finally we came out what you call that, the decisions based
Mhm.
on the result of the selections in FHM. Mm.
Okay.
We,
Mira, we have a question right now. Since there's a question, this says, "Hi chef, may I ask what is the inspiration? Let's say example, or what advice would you like to give to people who want to compete in any of the competition? Any aspiring chef? What do you think you would like to tell them?"
the inspiration of the Le Papillon and
Yeah.
then will give to an inspiration. Okay. I show you my experience with my Kotumon experience as a ice
Mhm.
cream guy. Okay.
Okay.
As an ice cream guy, I feel that if you want to participate for the Kotumon, especially as an ice cream guy,
Uh-huh.
so basically we set a role for the ice cream guy, which is runner.
Okay.
Okay, so when you participate the Cotimong ice cream with ice carving, basically you have to finish this one for me. My suggestion within 5 to 6 hours. Then remaining hours you need to keep this period for your teammate. You need to do
Okay.
chocolate or sugar, whatever. You need to help for the platter dessert or entrée, whatever. So as I said, for the runner, you need to do more than what you have to do. Not only
Okay.
for or an
So,
ice
for example, uh, let me put it this way. You know,
cream.
uh, I have seen all the five, six, seven episodes of all the World Pastry Cup. I think I remember from 2010 onwards, I'm more involved or I'm been more following the World Pastry Cup. And every time there is a misconception because they feel that the two guys who are
Mm,
doing chocolate and sugar, okay, are the top guys, and the
mm,
third guys who's doing ice carving,
mm.
not many people knows about it.
Yes.
Okay, rule number
Yes.
one. I don't know why is it, but
Mm,
this is the biggest mistake every team does, because when we look at the point system, okay, when we look at the point system in the Coupe du Monde,
mm,
we realize that the ice carving carry more marks than the chocolate display,
mm.
right? I realized that the ice carving carry more this thing marks than chocolate display, and your ice cream cake carry the same amount of marks as your plated dessert or your chocolate cake.
Mm.
But most of the time, the team does mistake is that they do not try to understand the concept, or
Yes.
they do not try to understand the rule.
Mm.
Okay, uh, in fact, from last four years, or you can say 2017 or 2019, we realized that when they actually added the chocolate carving
Mm.
into the Mount competition, that
Mm.
means, of course, the chocolate guy can't do the display as well as the carving. Well and
Yes.
good if you can do it,
Yes.
but most of the time,
They
I
can
realized that
if
the
if they
ice
can
cream
do
guy does it.
if chocolate high can do, but only
It takes a lot of time, right?
yeah,
Now,
because it took too
so
much.
So this, if you look at this, the part from last 4 years editions, it
Mm.
actually changed the entire way of thinking. That
Mm.
means your third chef actually become very important, because he has to do the ice carving, he has
Yes.
to make the ice cream cake,
Yeah.
and he has to do the chocolate carving,
Okay.
because the mark of chocolate carving and the chocolate display is one together. So
Mm.
actually, the mark of the chocolate, the ice carving chef becomes most important. And along with that, this chef also have to help the sugar guy and the chocolate guy whenever they need help.
Mm. And also the table setting.
Also the table setting.
Yeah.
So the first thing is that, okay, when you go for a competition, the main thing is that you understand the rule of the competition.
Yes.
Okay, that's the first thing. Understand the rule, understand your marking system very good, and then you work out with your team.
Yeah.
So
You
let's say, I'm
you have
sorry, yeah, you said something.
yeah, yeah, you have to understand teamwork exactly.
It's very important that uh, I believe that Tan and Otto were a little senior than you.
Mm.
Were they trying to boss on you,
No, it goes
or were
on.
they trying to bully you? Okay, you know, you do this thing, do you do this thing, you do this thing.
From the beginning, I already know they need ice cream guy,
Mhm.
the ice guy. So, so I I didn't think too much because I like to challenge for the new things. So I said let me do the ice, let me do the ice cream cake. Okay,
Okay,
so I've been through a hard time because if you want to practice ice carving in Malaysia with this kind of weather, it's kind of difficult because I still remember first day when I go for the lesson for the ice carving lesson. with the monkey head, only the monkey head, I spent for 4 hours, and the body and leg is melt totally.
Okay.
I can't do the whole monkey.
So you
Uh,
mean to say you never try ice carving before at
no,
all? You never
no,
did any. So you learned ice carving from the scratch.
yeah. So basically,
Wow.
when I play competition, ice cream cake, ice carving, chocolate carving is my first time actually. It's my first time actually.
Chocolate carving you try first time. Ice carving you try first time.
Mm. So
Amazing, huh?
I think 6 months. 6 months I've been to very tough time, I can say, because everything is first time, and I cannot use this as an excuse, because if there's 21 country in the Côte du Monde finalists, so
Uh-huh.
every country for sure there's a three chef, very talented chef, which represent their country. So I cannot use this as a excuse to say, oh, this is my first time, I cannot do this, I cannot do that. So
Mhm.
yeah, I've been trying a lot.
So which month actually you came to know that you will be in the national team for the World Pastry Cup?
I think it's
The
July.
competition is January. Which month you came to know?
No, I think it's May or June. I know
May
I will join the team, and then the team came out from, I think, on July. July
July.
or yeah.
So you're talking that you have solid 6 months because the competition was in January.
Yeah.
I know that even if it was, let's say, last week of January, you know that in last week of, first, second, third week of January is not a good time because you have to do the packing and final thing. So you say July to December is about 6 months,
Mm.
and 6 months from scratch to that position you have to reach.
Yeah.
So how about, let's say, example, when we were discussing the theme, who decide? How do you guys came to know about the theme? Was it
Uh,
your idea? You talk together? How do you work out?
First we discuss, because it's regard to nature and natural theme, okay, flora and fauna. So we decide from which animal can represent the Malaysia, because
Okay.
from Japan we can see a lot which really represent their country. If we talk about fraud, then we can imagine, there's a creation from the Japan. So we realized the monkey that we never seen before on the stage. So we
Yeah.
decided monkey in the end. So yeah,
I
that's
was
how the
talking to Tan, and Tan says, there are a lot of monkeys in Sarawak, and actually it was Mingai's idea that he says, why don't you try out monkey this time? There are a lot of monkeys in Sarawak. Is it true?
yeah, true
Oh,
also.
is it true? Okay. So let's say example when you're looking out your ice cream cake.
Mm.
It was a beautiful cake. It was a beautiful cake, but I know that it was not coming out good. Remember the center flower kind of a thing? I would
Yeah,
love to pick up a picture and share with you. You know the flower which is coming in the center of the cake. You're facing a lot of problem, right?
yeah, yeah.
So how do you find out your flavors? How do you came to know that I'll be using raspberry or mango? How do you work it out?
Uh, First thing, I need I need to thanks to Ken Chuan, Chef Ken. His
Uh-huh.
creation inspire me a lot, because
Ah, okay.
last edition is Chef Ken. He's an ice guy. So he did ice cream cake with the sweet straw effect.
Oh, that's beautiful. Actually, I love that cake, huh?
I love that cake also. And I try to think maybe I can roll some things by using his technique, but this time instead of the spiral, I can create flowers. Flower is matched to the theme. So I
Okay.
started to think about the petals, and
Mm.
I still remember I was in Philippines that time for 1 month. The entire month I was thinking about the design inside. So I think 3 days before I came back from Philippines to Malaysia,
Uh-huh.
finally I have the design, and I was so excited to draw everything's the designs on the paper. And
Mm-hmm.
I try to explain to Dan and Otto. They
Mm-hmm.
they don't understand.
They don't understand.
They don't understand what I'm trying to explain or I try to do. So they
Okay.
doubt, uh, does it work? So I want to prove them. So I start to do mold. I do my own mold and POP, silicons, gelatin molds.
Uh-huh.
I get my mold done, and I try with
Uh-huh.
my ice cream. I still remember the first time I do, it's a mess. The flowers inside is look like uh, the star. They
Yeah.
the kids always draw. Okay, so
Uh-huh.
look like that way. I was so disappointed that time, so down, and I tried to figure out because ice cream for like I say is the first time for me because I cannot control the melting point or those things, and I start to calculate the balancing of ice cream,
Uh-huh.
melting points, all those things. After I calculate, after 1 week, I come back again, and then finally I get the nice shape.
Okay.
Mm.
How is it, because let's say example, when you do plated dessert, of course, you know that plated dessert you have to assemble in the last moment.
Mm.
Chocolate cake, you have to make early, you freeze it, and then you have to wait. You have no other choice. If your timing is correct, that you have to thaw it and
Mm.
to be served to the right temperature. Whereas ice cream is super fast
Yes.
because you have to freeze it, but same like a chocolate, you have to be very careful that all different component which you're putting inside, be it a sorbet, be it a, let's say example, be it a ice cream or be it a glaze on the top or the
Mm.
crumble we are putting inside or on the base, they all
Yes.
have to the right temperature. Was
Yes.
it really very difficult? Who was helping you in this? Or you took somebody's suggestion or you discuss your cake with someone?
Uh, the first one I discussed is King Chuan because he got more experience than me. Okay, we discuss about ice cream temperature. We discuss because, like I said, the insert, the idea actually is from him. So I need to
Okay.
know exactly uh, what is going on from him. All the step procedure, even though I
Uh-huh.
ask me and then we check again all the
Mhm.
temperature, softness, is it the right temperature to roll, all those things. Basically, the first person who I ask is Chef Ken. Then
Okay.
slowly because of uh, event in academy which held in November, we call
It's a basic forum.
HR Pacific Forum exactly. So in HR Pacific Forum, every year we have more than 20 chefs coming. So uh, this chef, they came from all over the world. So they have different tastes based on their country. They are from France. They are from different countries. So I get the chance to let them try my ice cream cake.
Was
So
your cake ready?
sorry, chef.
Was your cake perfectly ready by November when you give it them for tasting? Okay, this is
Yeah,
what I'm going to serve.
is already is
Or did you do any change after that once they give you some
uh,
suggestion?
only the design, the outlook.
Okay. Inside part, everybody was happy with that, what you're doing.
For design, not really, because for the design, I just came out 2 weeks before I go to France. So very
Okay.
unique. So for this cake, actually, I create two techniques, new techniques that I never seen from the previous.
Before.
So first is the techniques which I do the insert. Second techniques is outside.
The
Mm.
jelly,
The jelly spray
butterfly jelly.
is the same technique as a cocoa butter spray, but this time
Mhm.
jelly instead.
Aha.
Uh, that's why it looks shiny and it's natural taste, and there's not much of the colorings.
That jelly which you do on the top of that, when you
Mhm.
do it for the first time, when you're trying to explain down the jelly part or Otto, did they actually understand what you're trying to say, or they were having a problem that time also?
For the jelly, I only discuss with Dan because I think Otto is went back and I stay for little bit longer. Then
Hmm.
discuss because his cake is using cocoa spray. Then
Okay.
we discuss why we don't do same techniques, but I'm using jelly.
Ah, okay.
So at that time, I think it's quite rushed because the design it just came up 2 weeks before the before we off to France. So
Oh, so you mean to
after
say even when in November when you're giving it for the tasting for the master chefs, they
the
only you show them the taste,
yeah
but not the
not
top part.
the design I think I came out in January.
Were you nervous at the time? Okay, January came in, my look is not coming out good, and Niklesh is giving you a lot of trouble. By the time I'm Niklesh, who is giving you a lot of trouble that ice cream machine is not working, and I don't want to spend money on the machine. Why it's so expensive? Must be a lot of trouble, huh?
Yeah, a
Now
little
you can
bit
say
rush,
that.
but lucky I came out 100% complete before I off.
Uh-huh.
So
So, before you leave for France,
mm,
what was your feeling that is there any chance, or you're just like, hey, I don't want to think anything, just want to go and compete? Or is there something say, hey, this time, what I feel that we have a chance to get something. What was the expectation at that time? What was something you guys
I
have in mind at the time?
I don't have much feelings, but Tan and Otto as my senior,
Mm-hmm.
it's good that they always pass me the experience from them. I know
Mm-hmm.
I know this time maybe is their last time.
Mm-hmm.
So I every time when I practice, I need to bear in mind because I will feel stressed also. I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to drop the 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 last chance for them. So
Okay.
when I still remember when I before I go to France, I discuss
Uh-huh.
I discussed with Ken Chuan. I said,
Okay.
Ken Chuan, if this time doesn't work, I will go for you with I go
Yes.
with you
There is a
next.
story. I heard about it that uh, you were mentally prepared that if you get nothing this time, next
Mm,
time you will be actually you will be going for Asia Pastry Cup with Kim Chuan, right?
yeah. So after last try run, me, Otto, and Dan and Chef Patrick,
Mm-hmm.
we said that we look at the entire presentation. We said we know that the in top three
Mm-hmm.
in top
There is
three.
a chance to win top three.
Yeah. So I never thought that the champion. So I tell Kenchuan after I came back from France, we do the layout. We need to do more. We set with what kind
Okay.
of
So you're mentally
then
prepared for next World Cup before you go for this World Cup.
yes, exactly. So when the result announced the champions go for Malaysia, I was shocked. I'm not in
Okay.
first thing
I
in
will
my
I will go back. I will go back. I don't want to come with the final part.
okay.
When you reach France, how was it? Was it difficult because I think you're using someone else's kitchen at the time, right? I think you're using Chef Sebastian Bouet kitchen in Lyon, right?
Yeah. Yes. So
Did you do some trial in France also?
I do one time try for the ice carving.
Okay.
Okay, and I realized the quality of the ice is
This is different.
different. Their ice is so
Too
clear,
hard.
transparent, and our ice is too much bubble, not transparent.
Mm,
And when I do in Malaysia, after I carve, I barely cannot see the layout of the monkey. But in France, after I carve, is exactly on my in front
it
of
was
me,
visible. The
exactly.
result was visible.
Yeah. So
But I
the
find in, I'm sorry, I'm to cut you off. Uh, uh, but in France, I realized the very first minutes when you put the ice, it's very difficult to cut the ice. You have to leave it for some time, right?
to defrost.
To defrost for some time because some people try to. I saw some people trying to start in the very starting because they come from Asia where the ice is different, and because they have timed according to that way. and when they go and open the ice there and start cutting, I realize that they can't even move it. It's so difficult to cut it, and they don't understand, and they're still trying out. Where some people knows that this ice is different, you have to leave it for defrosting for some time, and then you have to come back again, right?
So
Also things to learn from that, right?
before we do ice, there's a period we need to activate them. So before you activate them, it's difficult for you to really carve and use chainsaw to saw them. Okay, so basically it took half an hour to 45 minutes before them activate. So after these periods, after that defrost, then you can actually carve more easily.
Okay. So when you were, one day before or in the morning, when you go for the competition, what were you feeling the day you were competing? You remember?
I remember. I feel excited more than panic.
You're not panicked?
A little bit, but more excited.
Okay. So how was the competition? During competition, what's going on? What was going on? You start with the ice, everything was exactly as you planned, or something was not, something you got some surprises during the competition?
Yeah, yes, they are. The carving, chocolate carving, the ice cream cake, and ice carving. I got extra time. It's very
I'm sorry, once again?
The ice cream cake and ice carving. For the time limit I set, I got extra time.
Oh, so, you were ahead of time.
Yeah, I got. I think I have half an hour extra compared to the try run.
Okay. Wow.
So
that's very good.
I don't need to be rushed and panic to transfer my ice carving to the freezer.
To the fridge, the storage area.
This surprise, which is chocolate carving block.
Okay.
The inside of the chocolate carving block, the chocolate block is blue. It break into, I think, 5 pieces. 5 pieces.
It broke into 5 pieces.
Yeah, it broke into 5 pieces. Then I still remember I tell Dan, because I supposed to finish the sugar display after chocolate carving. I need to help Dan to build the small display. So I tell them in advance. I tell them my chocolate carving, maybe I need to use more time compared to the
what would you have planned before?
Yeah. I told him maybe I cannot help you for the small sugar piece. I cannot help you to assemble. So, but
what time you told him in the morning? 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock? What time you told him?
The chocolate carving, I think, is almost end.
Almost end.
Almost.
I was expecting you to come and help him.
Because he have no extra time for the small display.
Okay.
Because originally this is planned for me.
Okay.
My schedule. So then I tell myself I will to work really fast, even though it's broke into 5 pieces, and in the end I still finish in time. Then I tell them,
you managed to finish in time.
Yeah, I can finish my sugar display. So you just do what you can.
Okay. So, that's very interesting. I mean, one time it was broken into 5 pieces, and you thought, okay, maybe you'll not be able to help in the sugar part, and Tan have to be mentally prepared that he has to do that, right?
Yeah.
And then somehow you managed to finish it on time.
Yeah.
And as per the plan, you actually did it. I mean, this is, because one time when you're doing a competition, even do a smaller piece of sugar display or whichever part you're doing, if it doesn't go as per the plan, for sure everybody get panicked, knowing that someone else was supposed to do a job, but he or she is not able to do it, and he has to do it. No other choice.
Yes.
And he has not even practiced like that.
Yes. You never know then when that happens.
Okay, so finally everything goes as per the plan, or is there something out? I mean, knowing that I'm sure Tan and Otto must be very panicked also because 6 years before that they got a history of breaking down the display. Let's say example which broke off, and they know that this is the last time. This is the best what you're doing. And when you pick up the display, were you having any kind of were you scared or kind of a thing?
Yeah, yeah, because
Were you scared?
they influence me. I also scared my display fall down or their display fall down. So
Uh-huh.
the last half an hour,
Uh-huh.
50 minutes is the panic period. So
Yeah.
don't want any accident happens. So basically, you can see me, Tang, and Otto, very serious face, I can say.
Uh-huh. So because that is also the reason the last half an hour is very tricky because most of the time, of course, not many people knows that by the time your food or your display come on the displays on the table, 60 to 70% of the marks are already gone out of your hand
Mm.
because your ice cream is tasted, your let's example your chocolate cake is done, okay, your patty dessert is done, so 70% of the marks are already done.
Mm.
Now you're fighting for the last 30 marks, whereas most of the time people feel that the final display is the one which is literally making a difference. But what they don't understand, okay buddy, 70% of the marks already gone. Now you're fighting for the last 30% marks, right?
Yes.
Right? But of course, it make a lot of impact the last 30% because this is what decide, your rating. So once your display is done, everything was done, the table was set up. Were you happy?
Sorry?
Once your display or table is set up, were you happy with what came out?
Yes, because uh, from the last try runs, we already seen the entire, I mean the complete,
Uh-huh.
and we we saw these entire presentations on the table without
Mm,
any mistake. So I quite happy with
right
that.
frame of mind. Did you
Yes.
actually got time to see other countries also at that time?
Yeah, yeah.
So were you what were you happy? Okay, you guys are in a very safe side right now, looking at other people, what other countries have done.
Mm,
You're in a very comfortable part. Okay, yes, we will get something out of it.
for me, for my side, I'm trying to look up what kind of techniques they are presenting.
Okay.
State of mind. Yeah.
But still looking at, if I don't get it this time, I will still go with Kinchuan at that time. Also, you're thinking like that. Huh?
Yeah.
To that time also. Okay, if I don't get it, I'll go with Kinchuan.
Yeah.
So, so were you talking at that time, you, Tan, and Otto, were you talking together? Okay, hey, we did a good job, or I think there's a chance. Tan says Otto was very irritating at that time. Keep on asking me question, that,
Mm,
hey, what's going on? Is there a chance?
mm,
Knowing your nature, you're very quiet.
mm.
What are you talking to them? Okay, what do you think is or like, how do you
No,
feel at the time?
the first is laughing at Otto because he gets score, and second is that
Yeah, it's okay. I believe.
in my is that, oh shit, how is how's how is my plan for the Kenchon? This is my
Oh,
first, yeah.
so this was before the result.
Before the after the result announced, I was thinking like oh no, oh shit, uh
What is the plan with Kinchuan?
yeah, my plan B doesn't go well now. Then after
Tell me,
that,
I'll come back to again. When the result was declaring like 3-2-1, what were you thinking at that time?
the dessert,
When the result was announcing, number third
yeah,
was Italy.
yeah.
What were you talking, or were you talking with each other at that time and say Italy is number
For,
third? Let's example.
for the three and third, I was laughing at Otto because he keep getting scored by Chef Tan.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
of course, he's the one who's a troublemaker
But
all the time.
when the time we just stand there, I don't think we do much and think much. Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
we
when
try,
Italy came number third, what were you thinking at that time? Because you know that now they're going to decide number two. So either you're number two or number one or you're nowhere. Were you panicked at that time?
When they announce seconds, yes, we do panic
Yeah,
because
either you're number one or you are total number out of the first three.
yes,
That's a
exactly.
very tricky part because I remember I was in Philippines at the time. As I told Dan, I was supposed to fly to France in that very competition, but I had some urgent work and I have a flight of Paris and a
Mm.
flight for Philippines. And I went to the airport and I was thinking, which direction should I go? Because shall I go for the World Cup or shall I finish this work? And I decided to go back to Philippines. I said that's very important.
Mm.
I was watching you guys, and I was really very much, it was me, Janel, I think Johan and Verge. We were in the lobby of Peninsula Hotel in
Uh,
Philippines. And we were watching you guys, and the result about to come. And I said, guys,
I mean,
third came in when they say Italy. I said, don't say third, don't say third. When Italy was third, I was saying, when they were about to decide for number two, I said, please do not say Malaysia as number two. Do not say Malaysia because I know that if you are Malaysia is number two, let's example, I know that maybe Japan will be number one.
mm.
But the moment they say Japan is number one, you are actually, I was very panicked because either it's Malaysia or Malaysia is totally out. Okay.
And
But
there's a little bit story here because uh, we are panicked because when they announce seconds or the first one because uh, before the result announced, we are at the back of the stage. So we heard that our marks is being deducted by 60, 60, 60
why?
because of the chocolate display. I think out of the zone
Oh, because your chocolate display is bigger,
is like slightly wider. I mean, there's a floor
wider.
which is
Ah, okay.
beyond the zone, so we've been deduct 60 point, and they're having meetings regard to our deductions. So
Okay.
when Chef Patrick told us our mark is being deducted by 60, then
Of
we
course, it's a lot of difference.
and worry what is our mark now. So when they announce second and first, we actually worry, is it influenced by our mark?
Okay, will it affect your marks?
Yeah.
Okay. So, it's like, when you know that there is a deduction, even you don't know because you know that first three, many of the times it's not too much of a difference
Mm.
in the marks.
Mm.
So let's say, example, when they announced that Malaysia is champion,
Mm.
I saw a picture and I saw your video. You were happy, but still not too much of emotions. Kinchuan, okay, Kinchuan, I'm sorry, buddy, I can't join you next time. Is it like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then
So,
when
yeah.
when I realized we got champions, then Patrick, Chef Dan, Chef Tor, they're already hugging each other.
Okay. Good. So, how is the life now, Mingai? Now you're world pastry champion. Okay, designated as the best pastry chef in the world. How do you feel it now? How do you find it now? How does it help you? Or
Mm.
what's your plan?
For me, after I get the titles, of course I have to put more effort than previous because I
Mhm.
did title, so I need to responsible for it. And also after I get this title, I hope that I can train the junior chef, the new chef who interested to participate like previous me. If they have dream, they want to stand on the stage to perform themselves,
Mhm.
to presenting the country. I hope that I can contribute myself.
Mhm. Mingai, I know you personally for so many years, and I'm very surprised because you're a kind of pastry chef anybody wanted to be. Not many people knows it because, as I say, they always have a kind of a thing. You are one of the hidden kind of a chef who don't talk too much with the people, but very focused on your work. But I know that you're a very good baker. Okay, you're fantastic in bakery and in Venezuela. You do French pastries, you do ice cream, you do chocolate, you do sugar, you do chocolate display, you do carving, you do wedding cake, and you do a lot of figurines. Okay, which part of pastry you feel that you still feel that this part I'm missing out something? I know that even today you still try to go to a lot of classes, a lot of learning, and try to upgrade your skills so that you can be truly, you know, you can work like a world pastry champion is. Okay, so today, let's take example. If I look at you, are you very happy and satisfied?
Uh, for those things what I have been learned, I really feel satisfied. First thing, because as a pastry chef nowadays, if compared to few years back, I feel
Uh-huh.
the demand of the pastry chef is different now. If you are a pastry chef, you need to know everything. You cannot,
Yeah, this question.
yeah, you
This
cannot.
again bring up your first question back to the site again. You know, the very first site, then you say the reason uh, why you came to academy. Let's say example.
Yes,
Okay, today you have you become a pastry chef, but again, the question is that you want to become a pastry chef, or what kind of pastry chef you want to become. You want to be a pastry chef who get promotion every year as per the businesses coming out, or as per what you're doing, or you want to become a pastry chef who keep on exploring, keep on learning, keep on getting trained, knowing that the future is always brighter but more difficult, because the younger generation pastry chefs, they are learning things at a very high speed.
yes,
This is always, I find that if as a pastry chef we don't take this as a pressure or don't take it as a motivational point to grow ourselves, there will be a time where things will go out. Okay, Mingai, it's fantastic talking to you. Okay, okay, and I'll be seeing you very soon after the lockdown.
yeah,
Okay, take care of yourself. Thank you
okay,
very much for spending time with us today.
okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.